This new
What's up, family? So apparently we got more evidence about the Nolan Wells situation. This new evidence is kind of crazy. It's not even kind of, it's crazy. And as we've been following this case, y'all, as we all know, nothing is lining up. But let's go ahead and break this down right quick. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. We on the road to 500.
evidence in his Nolan Wells murder is probably the biggest piece of confirmation that something really bad happened to Nolan. So Warren, who's one of Nolan Wells' supposed friends who rode out to Horn Island with him, he did an interview, and during this interview, he revealed something that kind of lines up everything else that we've heard since then. Now, what he says is a direct contradiction to everything they want us to believe about Nolan Wells.
Nolan was sitting by the boat with that Katie girl, and my buddy yelled for Nolan.
He lying. I'm sorry. I know I ain't trying to piss. He's lying, bro. And it's just, I can't help it.
Get on the boat. We're leaving. The boat's having issues, and no, he didn't say that, but he was panicking. Nolan, get the F on the boat. Get on the boat. And Nolan said, no, I'm staying out here. I'm going to ride in with somebody else. And it's not uncommon to hear, but it's not like my buddy asked him one time. My buddy asked Nolan multiple times to get on the boat. Nolan, get on the boat. Get on the boat. We're leaving. If you're coming, you got to come now. And Nolan made a decision to stay out on the island. It's not like
so
we just
Nolan
left
did
him
not
there.
get on the boat. So what he is saying is Nolan did not get on the boat. That's what he's just saying. This interview was just dropped a couple days ago. That's what he's saying. Nolan did not get on the boat. Nolan was repeatedly asked, and he did not come on the boat.
My friends just left him there. Nolan made a decision to stay on the island after my friends asked him multiple times and told him to get on the boat, and he decided to stay.
And I heard the girl that he was with, Katie.
And just to let y'all know, black people, we ride together, we lead together. We come together, we go home together. Like, that's just a code that, I don't know. Maybe Nolan wasn't around white people, but that's something we just don't do. We go somewhere together, we gonna come back home together.
Text somebody
Yeah.
that she heard people yelling
Correct.
for Nolan to get on it. Is that
Yeah,
true?
and I have a picture of that. She texted my buddy, and the next day everybody was panicking, and everybody's texting Katie, because she was obviously seen with Nolan the whole day at the island. Katie sent a message to my buddy the next day and said, this is the last time I saw him, he's really sweet. But she also mentioned that the last time she saw Nolan was when my buddy was yelling at him to get on the boat.
They're telling this story as if, by the way, it confirms their story. It's actually the contrary. Now, he said this before the audio got released, and the audio is horrific. The audio confirms to me something really bad happened to Nolan. But he said this as if this is a confirmation and not a debunking or contrary to his story. If you're saying, hey, we left Nolan on an island, we don't know what happened to him, and our proof of this is we see Nolan cradle up with Katie in his arms.
Right.
And we was calling Nolan over to get on the boat, and Nolan said he's staying, and Katie can confirm this, and then Katie says, according to you guys, Katie confirmed to you guys the last time she seen Nolan was when y'all was calling him over.
When y'all was on the boat. So y'all let me know in the comments who lying, Katie or the boys. You know what I'm saying? Katie, I just feel like Katie ain't got no reason to lie. You know what I'm saying? I really do. I really feel like them boys is lying.
Well, she wouldn't say that if Nolan stayed. If the last time Katie seen Nolan was when y'all was calling him over, that would imply that he went over to you guys. Katie even told the family that Nolan told her he was riding home with his friends and he had to go.
Right.
Your very story confirms exactly what we suspected, which is Nolan went on that boat.
Exactly.
Now, y'all called Nolan over at 3 p.m. Y'all was still on the island for an hour and 30 trying to figure out that boat situation. So we don't know what took place in that hour and 30. But clearly something is not sitting right. And this audio, this audio made me lose sleep last night, man. Now, the audio is of the 911, well, not 911 call, but of the emergency call that Wyatt made to the boat operators or to some type of subscription that helped people who were stranded on boats. So Wyatt made a call, and the operator picks up, and my God, you start to hear something very dark and grim from the beginning.
Connect you.
Female voice. He's dead. That's a whole conversation. Whoa. They having a whole conversation saying he's dead. Am I tripping? So why is everybody they're having he's dead. He's dead. Slow down. Oh no, that's it. It's slowed down. Wow.
They don't realize the AI operator already started recording because they believe they're waiting for somebody to pick up. They believe they're on hold waiting for a human person to come and assist.
You're going to jail.
So they're talking freely waiting for the human. The AI operator is recording everything. So that's where you hear, he's dead. Oh my God, he's dead.
Connected.
That's a whole conversation. He's dead.
Cito assistance, Vicky speaking. How can I help you?
They even screaming his name. I thought he didn't get on the boat. I thought he didn't get on the boat. What happened? I thought he didn't get on the boat. Why are you screaming his name on the boat? Saying he's dead. Somebody even screaming his name in the background. So what happened? Did the fight continue on the boat? And y'all beat him to death? And didn't realize you killed him? I mean, we got this evidence right here proving you guys knew he was dead. So everybody's saying he didn't go on the boat. Everybody's saying they didn't know. Everybody's saying it was a freak accident. This debunks all of that. Unless we watch, and unless I'm crazy. But y'all let me know in the comments though. Let me know in the comments what the hell is going on right now. Seriously.
Hey, they were not aware that was already being recorded. So they get to speaking freely. The operator picks up now. Everything changes.
Everything changes. Flop.
So they're panicking. Oh my God, no. Hey, operator. Everybody on mute. But they still let a couple things slip through. Now, what proceeds to follow is one of the strangest calls I've ever seen in life. This is one of the strangest calls I've ever witnessed in life. You've never seen anything stranger than this before.
We're at the west tip of Horn, and our bilge pump stopped working. We're going.
Why are we not talking about how there's somebody dead on the boat? Why wasn't your first words, hey, somebody's dead? If it was a freak accident, if everybody really don't know what happened and how this became about, and he just mysteriously died, we hear in the background, you guys, before you guys thought you were being recorded, you guys are having a whole conversation. Everybody's fully aware that he's dead. And now when she answers the phone, you're talking about something totally different, how the boat is sinking. Does that make any sense, or am I going crazy? Seriously.
We're sinking. Can y'all please come? We have a membership.
All right, of course. How far is the water coming up, sir? Can you give me a description?
Wake up! Wake up! Wake the fuck up! Wake up! You see what I'm saying? So, if it was truly a freak accident, somebody in the background yelling, that would have been one of the first things that the person on the phone would have or should have said. But because you're trying to cover something up that's actually more darker than what it is, this is what you're doing. You're deceiving her, and you're manipulating the phone call, because the phone call should be talking about how somebody is dead on the boat or not responsive. If somebody is non-responsive on the boat, that should be the first thing. This is a life. But y'all didn't care about that. You're talking about how you're sinking. You have a membership to get unsunk, to get help, to get told to, like, what the fuck what are we talking about? You didn't even make this an emergency. Hey, somebody's dying on the boat. We need help now. It wasn't none of that. Am I tripping, guys? Like, honestly, am I tripping?
Ankles. Hello?
Hey.
Yes. How far is the water coming up, sir?
It's coming up. We're just sinking. I don't know. Like, we're going down now.
You can't answer the questions.
All right. Well, let's get you going. Membership number or phone number listed on the account, sir.
I don't know the phone number. It's either Jerry Atkerson. I think it's Jerry Atkerson. Try that.
All right.
I know we have a membership, like, guaranteed. I don't have the tag
unless
on
you
here.
have a
It got ripped
membership
off.
number or anything, it's okay. I'll get you over to the captain. What's the best phone number?
Was Warren that boy that was in that? He just said, "Hey Warren, was that the boy that was recording in the beginning?" You know, I wanted y'all to go look at my other video. I said I didn't trust this. I didn't trust that little motherfucker. In the beginning of this, I said he did. Lying
Reach you at?
motherfuckers, man.
Reach me at 2.
All right. And is everybody on board in good health otherwise?
Yeah, everybody's
How
on
many?
board.
Somebody says, I thought he was, and then it just like drowns out. So we don't know what that means.
I know what it
could
means.
have 20,000 different theories. Y'all leave me a theory. What do you think that meant? This is where it starts to get really strange. The operator begins to ask very direct questions, and they begin to act like they don't know what she's saying. They begin to half-answer questions that are very convenient. Like, for example, she says, yo, is everybody on the boat and in good health?
And they didn't answer that question.
Yeah, everybody on the boat. Okay, what about the good health part?
Right.
But that's not even the strangest part. It's about to get really, really weird.
All right. Do you need the United States Coast Guard?
What?
Do you need the United?
Hey, I was always told if you can you can hear. What? Because the United States Coast Guard is basically like the police in the sea. That's basically what they is. They basically just said, you need the police? That's basically what she just said. That's why he was like, because it's a dead body on the boat. They are caught. Oh my goodness, they are caught. Where has this evidence been? Oh, we got all this speculation. This is blunt. This is evidence.
Coast Guard.
No, we do not need that.
We don't need that.
These aren't even the weird part.
Check his chest. Check his chest. Man, that's
So I'm talking about, you're gonna hear.
And if it was a freak accident, this conversation would have been different. Nolan didn't just accidentally die. Let's get that out of our head. That didn't happen. Nolan Wells' life was taken away from him. That is what happened. And this evidence is showing and exposing more of this dark secret these people are trying to cover up. It's disgusting.
Hear the weird part shortly. But even with this, somebody is saying, check his chest. After we heard somebody says, yo, he's dead.
Right.
Nolan, oh my God, Nolan, check his chest.
Right.
The lady says, y'all want the Coast Guard? No, absolutely. No.
Right.
That was like that was the most hard. No Coast Guard. Why don't you want the Coast Guard out?
Right.
And you're about to hear, like, the people that they wanted to come out, they're unavailable. So the next best people are the Coast Guards. But they must rather drown than to have the Coast Guards come out. Because the people they want to come out don't really have authority in anything. The Coast Guards are damn near law enforcement. The Coast Guards will come out and get to investigate and get to prowling around. No, why don't you want the Coast Guards out? If the people who are supposed to assist you can't even come up. But at the end, you get to hear they called for no reason. Right? Because his grandfather would admit, hey, we don't need help anymore. Sorry. So they wasted about 14 or 15 minutes on that phone call, I think, trying to establish an alibi. Because towards the end of the phone call, after they were begging for help, the grandfather says, oh, no, they don't need help. Don't send nobody.
Yeah. The reason why they was doing that was because they was trying to get their lie together. And they was trying to get their story together. So they was trying to buy as much time as possible. You know what I'm saying? That's what happened.
It looks like you're on Horn Island, correct? Are you on
we are
Horn
at
Island?
Yes.
All right. Is the boat sinking or you have it aground?
We were sinking, yes.
Is it aground is the question?
He sounds frustrated.
No, we're not aground.
You know, this is somebody that sounds frustrated, irritated, trying to get out of a situation. He doesn't want nobody asking too many questions. This doesn't seem like a sincere friend. This doesn't seem like somebody that, oh my goodness, my friend is unresponsive on this boat. My friend might be dead. This isn't somebody that seems to care about Nolan and wants the best for Nolan. This seems like a self-centered, selfish individual who wants to get out of this situation as soon as possible to get the heat off of his own back. That's what this phone call sounds like. That doesn't sound like a friend. They've been pushing this narrative, oh, we were childhood friends and we would never. I can't tell. Because in the background, People are screaming his name, and everybody's saying, "Oh my God, he's dead." But you sound irritated. You sound frustrated. You don't sound sincere. You don't sound like you genuinely want to figure this situation out. You just want to get the heat off your back. You trying to find the easiest route possible. You trying to buy as much time possible, and you want this situation to die down as quiet and fast as possible. That's like, bro, I don't know how else to explain it. I don't know how else to put it. I really don't.
We are in 17 foot of water. We're in 31 foot of water.
All right, have to ask. What do you want to do? Do you want to be towed back?
I want to get this boat unsank and towed back, yes.
All right, where would you like it towed to, sir?
You can tow it to Ocean Springs Harbor, or Fort Bayou Launch.
All right, how many adults and children on board?
No, there's no children.
So, is there anybody on board? How many adults, sir? That was the question.
You're about to hear an answer to that question that will make your mouth drop on the floor. It will literally make your mouth drop on the floor. Because, hold on.
He's not answering her questions.
You answered the children question very quickly. How many adults and children? No children. Okay, how many adults? They begin to hesitate. They begin to panic. They're panicking so much, he says something just absolutely stupid. But I don't think this kid is dumb. I feel like what he said is out of sheer panic because he didn't want to share the real number.
Oh, is there anybody on board? How many adults, sir? That was the question. Hello, can you hear me?
Mind you, it's not a service issue
It's
because
not.
we
I
can
hear
hear everybody else in the background. So it's not a service issue. Oh, no, he hears exactly what she said. How many adults on board? He doesn't say nothing for a while, and then he responds back with the dumbest possible answer.
Oh, is there anybody on board? How many adults, sir? That was the question. Hello, can you hear me?
Gotta jump in and pull the plug, Bart, while you're going.
Wow. Wow.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Yep, I just need you to answer these questions so I can get you over to the captain.
Okay.
How many adults on board?
There are 0 adults on board.
There's nobody on board the boat?
No. Nobody here is over the age of 20.
So there's no children, there's no adults. So who's on the boat, dumbass? Who's on the boat? You trying to be so fucking smart and shit. Who's on the boat?
21.
Nobody's over 21, so people between 18 and 21 just don't exist. They not a child, they not adult. They still teenagers. Is what you saying? Like, come on, bro. Everybody know if you anybody over 18 years old, you are a legal adult. You can go to jail for legal shit. Adult shit. The hell?
Not a person in America. There's not a person in America, probably not a person on planet Earth, who don't know what an adult is. An adult is anybody over the age of 18 in America.
Right.
Simple.
Right.
That's what an adult is. So the fact that she asked you, how many adults on board? Oh, no, there's nobody over the age of 21 on board. That's because you are avoiding and refusing. You don't want to answer the question, bruh. You don't want to answer the question. Because Nolan is, what, 19? Yeah. Everybody on board is like 18, 19. So you are doing everything in your power to not answer the question. Right. Just like your girl asking you, hey, bruh, did you go out last night and cheat? Man, I went out last night. Well, did you cheat? I ain't cheat on my diet all week. Huh? Wait, what? That's not right. No.
Right.
You're answering this question being deceptive. It's really
perfect
that simple.
Word. That's the perfect word for this. You're being deceptive. You're not being honest. You're not telling the truth when you're speaking. You're not answering in full. You're answering just enough to get the help and get the hell on and get the situation over with. That's exactly what you're doing. And it's evident. Oh my goodness, girl. You know what? I'm happy they held this. I'm happy they held this part of it. So that way they can get all this bullshit out. And now you can't go back because you just had a whole interview saying how Nolan stayed and he wasn't on the boat. But now we got proof that he was on the boat and that's where he lost his life. Ain't that some shit?
I'm looking at this like, yo, why is it whenever something comes out, It's always something sketchy with it. Now, I understand if we're just being super analytical, super looking into it, but even the person who's like completely in the middle and neutral and not biased, can you hear this call and tell me this is a normal call? Can you hear this call and tell me people are not being deceptive in this call? Can you hear this call and tell me this is how normal people answer questions?
Right.
How many adults on board? None. Huh? What? Whoa, nobody on board? Nobody over 21 on board? Can you just answer the question they're asking?
Sound like a caught child.
Oh,
sound like a child.
It gets worse.
Adults on board.
There are 0 adults on board.
There's nobody on board the boat?
No. Nobody here is over the age of 21.
Sir, that was not the question. Is there a person? Is there a person, a living individual on the boat?
Wow.
Hello?
What they dragging?
Said,
what they dragging?
If you can't respond, you heard it. And it's not.
Was they just dragging Nolan? I don't even want to put that out there. I hope they was not just dragging that boy body.
Not like the service went out. No, because we're hearing the background. If we can hear the background, then you can hear her. If we can hear the background, then we could have heard you. So you're not saying anything. Man, you heard her, bruh. The question caught him off guard. Is there any living person on board? He probably felt like, next question did about to ask is there any dead person on board?
Right.
So that question caught them off guard.
Yeah. It did catch him off guard.
And I'm sitting back like, what went on? Because we heard from multiple people. We heard from. There was a fight of some sort. Now, they're all claiming Nolan was not a part of this fight, but they all said the fight is why they wanted to leave in a hurry. They began to pack up and leave. They said immediately after the fight. The fight is what made them want to leave.
Right.
I don't believe that fight did not involve Nolan, man. I'm telling you guys right now, I just don't believe it
involved Nolan. Yeah.
Now, if a fight occurred on the boat, wouldn't that be the reason why the pump is destroyed?
Right.
That's just my theory. I don't know.
Yeah.
But we don't have to have the answers. We are not the ones that was there. All we can say is something isn't adding up. And we need answers. Now, he eventually gives a head count, and he says 7.
Is there a living person, someone breathing on the boat? Is there anybody on the boat?
I know their heart is
There's
racing.
lots of people breathing on the boat.
All right, how many people, sir?
Like 7.
I know when she asked that question, is there any living person on? I know his heart was in his ass. That's why he was like, yeah, he's stuttering out his ass.
Does everyone have life jackets on or available to them?
Yes, we have life jackets available.
All right. Verify what boat's sinking.
Sound irritated. Even she's like, what the hell is your problem? You called me for help. I'm trying to help you, bro, and ask the right questions so I can send the right type of help to you. What's your problem? Even she's like, bro, I don't know what your deal is, bro. I'm just trying to do my job to help you out. You know what the problem is? He's lying. And he's being sneaky. And he's trying to get away with something.
A Triton, 22-foot offshore, 22-foot Triton offshore sea flight hull.
All right. All right. Please hold. I'm transferring you to the local captain now.
Okay, thank you. This is Captain Seth.
Hi, Captain Seth. This is Vicky from International. How you doing today?
Doing good. How are you?
Good, good. I apologize ahead of time. I really do. You're going to have a fee-for-service come up under Jerry.
Jersey or something.
It sounds like a bunch of kids on board on Horn Island. He's letting me know that his father's a member, but he can't give me any information. And he's saying the boat is sinking, and he's on Horn Island. It's just unfortunate. He's just a kid. There's a lot going on. So he said there's about a lot of people on board. He says he thinks about 7. I'm guessing they're all under 18. And I'm not trying to be rude. He wants you guys to go out there and unpump the boat and then tow it in.
Do you know what kind of boat it is?
He said a Triton 24-footer, but that's all he can give me.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I just actually got off the phone with his grandpa, who I'm guessing is the owner of the boat. And
Is it
he
Jerry?
said that Jerry. Yeah, he said,
Okay.
I just hung up with him. He said that they don't need any help right now, but if something changes, he'll call me back.
So what was the purpose?
Y'all, what happened, man? Y'all let me know in the comments, man. The grandpa just said that, oh, they don't need no help. They don't need no help. The grandfather said this. He's calling, but he said, I just got off the phone with the grandfather. They trying to buy time.
What was the purpose of them calling then? If they're in the middle of an active emergency, the grandfather is not on the island. The grandfather is not there. They told the grandfather what's going on. The grandfather says, man, y'all better not bring any authorities over there. So then what was the purpose of this call? Why were they on the phone for so long, quote unquote, asking for help, but not answering any questions to get them help? But the grandfather is talking to the actual people, and they said, man, like they don't need help, bro. Like, you good. That's not strange to y'all? You don't want the answers to that? See, they've done multiple interviews, and they've answered every question in the book about Nolan's race, about the parents, about Benjamin Crump, but they don't answer the pivotal question, which is, why is everything so sketchy and sus and strange when it comes to you guys? Why can't y'all just give us straight up answers?
Yeah.
Y'all ain't answering questions about this, though, but y'all gonna answer questions about, well, did you know Nolan Wells was 25% Asian? What does that matter?
Right.
Y'all let me know in the comment section what y'all think of.
That's the crazy part, man. That's how they out here getting down, man. This is a really sad situation. Y'all please let me know how you feel in the comments, man. We gonna keep following this case until Nolan Wells at least gets justice, man. It's a crazy one. But in the meantime, in between time, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and like button, family. Come on now. Y'all want to keep getting new content? That's what we gonna do. I appreciate it, family. We gonna keep dropping content every day.